Hi, this is Sarah Griffith with Scaped Outdoors. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a very fun transformation that we got to take on this spring in the downtown Greensburg area. So typically a lot of our projects are residential, but this was a commercial project. So please keep that in mind as I'm sharing with you. This was commercial. So we were working for the business owner of Three Natives. So we were working in two spots. So the Three Natives side, and then also beside RSVP Gifts and More is a parklet. And so we were working in the parklet. So you'll hear me refer to two different spaces. That's why. And so I just want to talk you through what went into pulling this off because, it's easy for us to share the before and after transformations on social media. But sometimes it's just nice to know, what all did it take to make that transformation happen? So what I'm going to share first is I'm going to talk to you about the Three Natives side because there was less to discuss over there. It was pretty straightforward. As you know, Three Natives is a newer business to downtown Greensburg as of last year. We were actually fortunate enough to be a part of the turf install for that grand opening. So if you ever see the turf at Three Natives, know that we played a part in that. But the side to, if you're looking at the building, the side to the left did not have any landscaping and it was feeling very urban. So we wanted to bring in some more landscaping to make it just feel, more like nature was there. And also we really wanted to tie it into the murals. So if you've been to this space, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Cody Sable did an amazing job making very colorful, bright, beautiful murals. That space has a lot of monarch butterflies on it. It's just a really cool mural to see. If you've not been there, you've got to go check it out. So when I was planning the plant materials for that space, I was like, we're gonna play off of the colors that are already in the mural, and we're going to do things that will bring in more pollinators so that while you're there enjoying this space, you can also enjoy some of Mother Nature's beauty. And so if you pay attention to the plantings that are there, they will match what's in the mural. And the goal is that while you're sitting at Three Natives, so say you're in the cafe sitting or you're outside, enjoying the games on the turf, if you were to look up, there's a little wall to your left, and on that wall, that's where all the landscaping is sitting. It's getting ready. It's really starting to bloom. We put it in early spring and things are taking off now. We put like a hedge of salvia that's just going to really create a scene. There's catmint back there. There's butterfly bushes, some moon glow junipers, and those junipers then also hedge up the hillside. So that was what we did over there. Pretty straightforward. But again, it was a space that didn't have any landscaping. So when you bring in landscaping, it really makes a difference. And so that was what we did on that side. Now I'm going to transition over and talk to you about the parklet side. So backstory on the parklet is that it used to have landscaping in it a long time ago. And that landscaping was very overgrown and it was removed. So a few years ago, it was removed. There's nothing left over there. So if you went over there and you walked through it prior to when we came, you would see that there was no plant life and there was no not a lot of color. It was very much like it's been cleaned up, but nothing's been done since. So clean space, tidy space, but no plant life. If you were to go over there and sit, you wouldn't really be looking at very much. And so one of the goals was to create kind of like a beautiful oasis in the middle of an urban space. So what we decided to do was we first decided to install structures. So if you walk into the parklet now, you will see there's a structure right to your right. That structure was built because we wanted to create something that would trellis. So we used prairie roses and we also used clematises. They have not shown off yet. They're just kind of green right now, but depending on when you see this video, you may go and you may just see an absolute total beautiful scene. So anyways, again, with this landscaping plan, we also wanted to tie into the murals that are over there. There's more murals that Cody has painted. And so when I pulled plant material, that is exactly what I was pulling from. I was looking at the colors in the mural and even some of the plants that are in the mural, and that was why I chose what I chose. So anyways, back to that structure. So the roses and the clematises, they will climb and trellis all summer long, creating a beautiful scene. So that's on the right side. Then if you look to, it used to be on your left when you would go in the parklet, there's a community food pantry. And that food pantry used to be green and it used to be on the left side. the left side of the parklet gets more sun than the right side. So we went ahead and we moved it. We created a new concrete pad on the right side. We painted the plant, or not the planter boxes, but we painted the food pantry boxes a new color to freshen them up so that they matched everything that had been done, the new structures. So they got painted, they got moved, and then they got installed. We installed them, you can see in the video, just so that they don't go anywhere. They're very well attached. So that is what we did over there, and then we built a structure around it. It's very sharp looking. It looks very nice. Towards the back of the parklet, there is mechanical boxes. And so those mechanical boxes, we wanted to kind of hide them a bit. So we built another structure directly in front of it. And that structure, we created slats on it so that we could hang planter boxes. The goal was to use that space for more annual flowers versus perennials. So those are flowers that, will change out every season. We have planter boxes hung on there. And as the summer goes, they'll grow down and hang off of it. It'll look very nice. So as far as structures go, that's what we did in that area. Now, we also, if you pay attention, there's beds on the left and beds on the right. Those are brick beds that were always there. And again, they did not have any plant material in them at the start. So what we did is we did a landscaping plan for both beds. So both beds have beautiful perennials in them that, again, match the mural. In addition to that, on each side, we also installed butterfly bushes and milkweed because we really wanted to create a scene that would be beautiful for any guests who were sitting on the benches while they were hanging out in the parklet. So you'll see butterfly bushes not in the beds, but throughout, just in the landscaping. The parklet had brick that had been, it was just like a reddish brick, but the owner decided that they wanted to change the color of the brick. So we went ahead and before we did that, we actually did a couple things in the front. So we re-leveled the brick in front of the parklet. So we did that. We also reset the pillars. The pillars had a bit of a lean to them. And so we were able to actually go in and lift them a bit to create less of a lean without having to totally take them down. So we kind of worked on the structural integrity. And then once that was done, then we went ahead and we did paint. So we painted the pillars. They are not red brick anymore. They're painted gray and charcoal. We also repainted the caps on that. And then the owner liked it so much, she was like, wait, I want you to paint the concrete inside the parklet. So we also, we painted all the curbing in the parklet to match the pillars. So it really ties together well. We repainted the brick that the planter boxes are in. So it's not red planter boxes anymore. It is more of the gray color and the charcoals. So everything has a facelift. It is stunning. We are really excited about it. We had a lot of fun. It was a little bit of a challenge because when you're working in such a public downtown space, it's hard. We needed a lot of heavy equipment in there. We needed our trailer in there. It meant that we had to become friends with the parking attendants and the police because we actually needed to rent those meters out in front of that area for a lot of time while we were there in the spring. And so we were really grateful that they looked out for us. They allowed us to rent all of those meters and then keep it so that we could use the space. So we were really grateful that the community was understanding of why we needed all those meters and why we were there. It was all for a good cause. So we were grateful for that. We were grateful for all of the passerbys. To be honest with you, when you're working in such a public spot, a lot of people want to stop and ask what you're doing. And so while we did have the parklet closed, we still were able to engage with a ton of community members who were very curious about what's up, what's going on here. And they all expressed a ton of excitement and gratitude about how the parklet was changing and the transformations. So it was just fun to get to have feedback. When we're in a homeowner's backyard, we're not really talking to a lot of people, and so this was kind of a different opportunity for us that we came to really enjoy. So we will be taking on maintenance for this space. You will see us up there maintaining the space throughout the summer, doing like pruning, watering, just checking in. They will maintain day-to-day maintenance, but we will go ahead and maintenance the space for the rest of the season. So we appreciated the opportunity. We hope that if you are in the area, that you'll stop in and visit and just support the businesses that are downtown and spend some time in the parklet enjoying the changes that we've got to create.